something that's really, well, the tallest forest in the Amazon is what's considered forest. And if you apply that logic to the Cerrado biome does not have forest. And since the UNFCCC wanted one definition of forest per country, we had to adjust in our submission and say, okay, so our forest definition is the FAO, which is very wide, and anything, Brasilia, the town where I live in, would be considered a forest. But then under this broad definition, we choose a more strict definition, which is the one used by our National Forest Monitoring System. So just to say that the Warsaw Framework for REDD has defined the procedures through which developing countries can go through to get the recognition for the results that they have achieved, and hopefully the payments for those results. And specific to reference levels, you have the procedures and directives for the technical examination of the reference level submissions. And following the process, then you would also have the MRV process of your results, which are presented through the technical annex. So this is just what the process under the UNFCCC would be. You present your reference levels through a submission. A country can have more than one submission. This would be the case of Brazil in the future. We are now only submitting the Amazon biome reference level, but we intend to submit the Cerrado biome reference level in the forthcoming years. So in the case of the countries here who have a subnational approach, you can choose to do that, and then in the future continue to do so to have a national approach to it. So the submission goes through a technical analysis by two experts assigned by the convention, one by developed countries, one from developed countries, another one from developing countries. This is the stage that we are in right now. At the end of August, there will be a first contact between us from the technical team in Brazil with the technical experts from the UNFCCC in the process of responding to some questions that they may have. It's a very back and forth process in which you have, they will call us, and it's very interactive process. So from the end of August to mid-September, my whole focus and dedication will be in responding all the questions that will come about. Then we have the presentation of the technical annex for REDD, which is an annex that goes with your BUR. The BUR is the biennial update report, is where the country reports the actions that were listed as their NAMAs. This report goes through the ICA process, and it's only submitted every 2 years. So the reason why Brazil ran to submit its reference level in June, even though we had to assume the cost of cutting the time of our responses and our ability to react to the reviewers, is that the first window of opportunity to submit the technical annex to the BUR is now in December 2014. And the only way to have the technical annex for REDD is if you have already your reference level evaluated by the convention. And that takes time. So basically, we will receive the evaluation of the reference level in November, and that is added to the technical annex and resubmitted to the UNFCCC in December. If you submit your reference level now, you will only have the opportunity to submit your technical annex with your results in 2016. Sorry. Then, all this information that went through the ICA process, so okay, the UNFCCC says, okay, Brazil, Mexico, whoever, you went through this process, so then I recognize that this is effectively emission reduction from Brazil from 2006 to 2010. So then all this information goes to the information hub, which is something that we talked about on the previous panel. And there you're going to find the reference level, the assessment of the reference level, a link to the national strategy, a link to the technical annex, and a link to the revision of the technical annex, a link to the safeguards information system. All the information from REDD from the country will be available on the information hub. And then based on this information, the country can proactively look for payments for results with multiple donors, or donors, if they were nice, can look at the information hub